Welcome to the Holy Wackos podcast. My name's Zachary.
I'm Mariah.
And today we have Ethan again.
We're filming these back to back. I can't go anywhere. They're holding me captive. Help.
We are all wearing the same clothes as last time.
Yeah, this is actually an alternate dimension.
No, it's not.
I don't believe in those.
Have you not seen the Multiverse of Madness?
I have. It's a really good movie.
I didn't.
I want to go see. Oh, I want to
Really?
play. Oh, man.
Man.
As soon as you said multiverse, I started thinking about D&D, and I was like, man, I want to play again.
Deadpool and Wolverine was better for multiverse movies, in my opinion.
Oh, man. You know what? Everybody's seen that except for me. I've never seen a single Deadpool movie.
I've seen like the first two, and it's just not my thing.
It's not going to be your thing.
No.
I can't get over how everybody I talk to about it, usually men, are just like, Ryan Reynolds this and Ryan Reynolds that. And I'm like,
Oh, the docs are going crazy.
He
okay.
plays himself in every movie, and to a degree, it's really fun. But to a degree,
Mariah,
it's like...
I'm going to open the door. Hold on. Anyways.
No, Ryan Reynolds is fun.
Go, dogs. Go.
You too.
You too, little dog. All right. We might have some dogs barking in the background today, but that's fine. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about ego.
Yeah.
Mariah wanted to talk about this topic, so I'm going to let her take over.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I feel like it's a very big issue for people's ego to get in the way of their growth with God.
Sorry, the dogs are just going kind of crazy right now. Can you repeat that one more time, Mariah?
I feel it's a very big issue that people let their ego get in the way of trusting God.
Why do you think that? Like what?
Personal experience.
Okay.
I've
Do you want
witnessed
to
it.
go in detail for us and the viewers?
To
the
elaborate,
listeners?
yes, to elaborate more on what I mean, when a person gets in their own head, and I'm talking about myself, when they get in their own head to the point of thinking that they are too good to rely on God, it is a very dangerous path to go down. Not fully trusting God and committing yourself to Him like you need to can make you spiral and then start seeking worldly comforts instead of finding comfort in Christ. Because you're not all-knowing and you don't have it all figured out and you're not supposed to.
Yeah. For me personally, I don't think I've ever had a big ego. I could be wrong if anyone wants to, chime in on that.
I don't think so.
Okay. But for me personally, I feel like I've always been not good enough, but to a point to where I'm like, well, like, why should I even try? And it's been very kind of like destroying myself sometimes because of the lack of confidence.
And that's what I'm referring to more on the side of self-deprecation rather than the opposite side of being almost having a narcissistic point of view on it and being like, oh, I'm just too good for everybody. I'm leaning more towards I don't believe I'm good enough for everybody.
Do you have anything to add, Ethan? I see gears turning in your head.
Well, I just want to know, where the threshold is of what you're talking about. Because I think ego is definitely a good thing in certain cases.
Oh, absolutely, it can be. And I feel like for survival instinct, it can be too. But for me, it's a overthinking. When it comes to myself, not thinking I'm good enough, I've seen it more from the people that I choose to hang out with, where it's not everybody I hang out with, but certain people, where they think they're just too good to go to God with their problems because they think they can have it all figured out themselves.
So your cutoff point for being too egotistical is you won't go to God with your problems? Is that right?
Yeah. More
Basically
on
thinking
just,
that God cannot help you or feeling like that you have to be the one in charge. Is that what you're saying?
being too self-reliant.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you what advice would you give to somebody who is struggling with ego? Like having too much of ego.
Too much inflated
Yeah.
ego. I mean, I would suggest praying about it, probably first and foremost, and definitely not being scared to be humbled. I think everybody deserves a slice of humble pie every now and then, and sometimes that dish is best served cold. I don't like hot pie. Unless it's like apple pie, maybe.
Ooh, apple pie's good. I would love some apple pie right now.
I do not like pie. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Just thought-provoking topic, I guess.
Oh, door? No.
No,
Well, I was just saying, that's why I was asking, because there are a lot of things that you do are an expression of your ego in some way or another. This podcast, in a way, is an expression of ego, where people think that their thoughts are worthy of being shared with the world and that people are going to get something out of it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I was asking, where's your cutoff point? That's all.
No,
So
I
if
understand.
your cutoff point is just people don't want to go to God with their problems because they think they're too good and they can solve their own problems, then I see where you're coming from on that one. But at what point do you say, okay, I've been praying. Now I'm going to, because prayer without action is almost meaningless in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So if you're praying, you're not really seeing much of a change. If you're praying and then living your daily life, then you definitely should look to solve that problem with friends or family or anybody.
Absolutely. And I think a big point, too, is one, it's like with addiction. You have to realize there's a problem first to start fixing the problem. So if you don't admit that there is a problem or you don't become aware that it is a problem, you kind of just are stuck, I feel like, until it becomes, apparent. Yeah.
But what about some people who are egotistical in God, though, where it's like you have this belief. When I was, the last episode we recorded, we talked about tribalism, but like this idea of, like the Crusades. Do you believe in God? No. Well, you're dead.
Yeah.
Do you believe in God? Well, yes. Do you believe in my God? No. Well, you're dead. At what point does that go too far in the opposite direction for you? The Crusades should not be the cutoff point.
No.
We should have stopped way before that. When you're egotistical, like through God, like I have God, so I am this, that, and the other,
I feel like when they start excusing their bad behavior and using God as a filler for it. So if, say for instance, if somebody overindulges in drugs or alcohol and they're like, no, it's okay because God's got me. While you are correct, God will forgive you. God can only forgive you so many times because it speaks in scripture about committing the same sin over and over again and knowing that it's wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but at the same time, when you believe in God, when you believe in God, and because I had this conversation with somebody the other day, when you believe in God, when you start when you truly like believe and have a love for God, you don't want to make dumb mistakes.
No, correct. You want to not disappoint him.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to do that. Jesus was pretty cool. I kind of want to do what he was doing. And so when you start getting to that level of egotistical, I think you talk about sinning repeatedly, doing the same thing repeatedly. At that point, it's like when that comes, you can still go to God for forgiveness later on when it's genuine in those things. That's what I mean. I don't think it ends with that. I don't think if you just keep making the same mistake repeatedly, well, you're not going to be forgiven. That's what I mean. I mean, there's still forgiveness for people.
Of course, yeah. And I agree with you on that. It's just, committing the same thing over and over again. And I guess this is where the spirit of conviction comes in, is you do ultimately pay the price for, having committed sin.
One thing I want to mention is I had a friend. We are still on good terms. We don't talk that much anymore, though. But I remember her saying that, well, like, it's fine. Like, God will forgive me. Like, I can just do whatever I want. He'll forgive me. Like, and they were talking about how, like, all sins are equal. They were saying that all sins are equal. And they were saying, oh, I'll be fine. Like, I'll just, like, ask for forgiveness. And I feel like that's very wrong. That doesn't mean like, oh, well, God forgive me, God loves me, so I'm going to go do all these terrible things and then come back and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, I'll be fine. My dad just came up to my window and slammed his face and hands onto the window to scare us. This is my house.
It's a multi-million-dollar mansion.
Yeah.
He lives in Beverly Hills, California.
Hey, don't dox me. It's actually in Australia, Carolina.
What were we talking about before?
We're talking about ego.
I know we were talking about ego, but where were we at on this?
I was mentioning the fact that one of my old friends would say that they can just do whatever they
Yeah.
want and then come back and just ask for forgiveness and everything will be fine. And my dad's entering my room again.
Here,
Thank you.
you're in.
Yeah,
Say
come
hi.
in the podcast. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
There you go.
Okay, thank you, Dad.
Well, you said say hi, Dad.
Love you,
They're
Dad.
talking about being egotistical.
What do you have any opinions on ego? Egotistical?
I don't have an ego.
You don't have an ego?
No,
No. Why do you say that?
I just don't.
You just don't? Okay.
It's impossible.
I got a dirty look from her when I was at the one gun.
Oh my gosh.
Interrupting
mean.
our podcast.
Oh, hey, that was a justified interruption. Have
It
you ever
was
watched
funny.
an action movie where the
And she won't even look at
the
me.
movie star jumps through the window? I would have been
Why
very
won't you
happy
look
with
at me?
that.
I am filming.
You're what?
I'm filming.
Filming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What? No, jump through the window again. Shut back.
I love how he mentioned we were recording. It's like, do you want to say anything to the podcast? And it took Mara saying, or recording, to him be like, oh, wait a minute. I do want to
I love your dad.
actually mention another topic
Okay.
in this recording.
Okay.
I want to talk about fear. And I feel like ego and fear can relate to each other. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah. I
In
feel like
what
they
way?
tie in, but I
In
need to know more
what way?
context.
I feel like sometimes whenever it comes to ego, somebody wants to fully rely on themselves or not rely on like anything else or not rely on God because of fear. I feel like they're afraid that they won't have control and that things won't go the way they want. And even when things don't go their way, they're still fearful of admitting that they were wrong. They're fearful of accepting the wrongs. They're just full of fear, and that can fuel their ego.
I always thought ego was the belief that you can do it. Like I don't know. That's where my brain goes. Where does the fear play in on that, do you think?
Can you repeat that one more
Like
time?
when you think about ego, right? It's like
Okay.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I don't know, where does fear play in on that? Are you saying just like along with ego comes the fear of, well, what if I can't do it? Is that what you're kind of saying?
I guess I'm wrong in saying that because my brain is kind of blanking right now.
I was just asking. I just because my idea of ego is oftentimes like this. Well, I can do it, or I'm good enough to do it. And I mean, unless you have a false ego, maybe.
In my
Like you're
mind,
projecting?
whenever I think of ego, I think it's just like I'm all this great. I'm like basically somebody thinking they're all powerful in a way. Am I wrong on that?
But what's the difference between egotistical and narcissistic then? Because I
guess
feel like
you're
they
right.
kind of play into each other though.
Yeah. I think I kind of have a not very developed view on ego then.
I feel like narcissistic can, the way that I would split the two is ego is irregardless of what everybody else is doing around you, you believe that you can do it. Narcissism is, I don't think these people are even on my level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these people don't come close to me.
Oh, okay. Then never mind about the fear part. Never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is purely opinion, but I feel like my definition, because everybody has different definitions of different words, of course, and there's actual textbook of what it is.
Yeah.
So my opinion on narcissism is everybody is a little bit narcissistic because you choosing to eat every day is narcissistic because you're putting yourself, you know, like when you're on a plane and they tell you to make sure your oxygen is secure before you help somebody else, technically it's a little bit narcissistic because you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of somebody
I
else.
did not need to be told that by you. I was already going to put my mask on first.
There you go. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah. Yeah. And even I remember in the Bible and during the Sermon on the Mount, it says to take the log out of your eye before you take out like I forgot what it was saying, but like before you take out like
Sawdust.
yeah, before like take the log out of your eye before you like take the speck out of your brother's eye or whatever. Like you need to also make sure that you're good to go before you help somebody else sometimes.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to talk about fear, though? Are you guys wrapped up on the ego thing?
I
I'm
think we
pretty
are
much
wrapped
done,
up
yeah.
on ego.
Okay.
So, one thing that I have thought about a lot, not much as recently, but a lot this year was fear and just in general fear, but also fear of God. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand fear of God and just fear in general whenever it comes to the context of the Bible. I feel like a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand why God tells me to fear him. Like, either I don't want to fear God or I don't want to believe in God because he wants us to fear him. But I feel like a lot of people don't understand whenever it comes to the fear of God, it's a relationship. It's that mutual respect of, God, I love you. I don't want to fail you. That's my opinion on the matter. What do y'all think about that? Like, what are y'all's opinion on fear and fear of God?
You go first.
I mean, nobody. When a child does something that they know is probably going to get them in trouble, they're a little bit scared, right?
Right.
Usually to confess it if they choose to confess it to their parents right away and not try to lie about it. And then in that aspect of, oh no, they're going to be upset, they're going to be disappointed. And I don't want to disappoint God. And I know that when I go to him with my problems, especially if I do fall back and I sin, I'm expecting him to be a little bit upset like a parent would for their child. But I don't fear him in the aspect of, oh my goodness, he's going to whoop me. No, it's more of a, I did something bad. I know I did. And I know you're going to be upset.
You know what it says after? It says the scripture is the fear of the Lord is
I forgot.
the beginning of knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why
why.
I've always thought of it as a deep found respect. You have a deep found respect for this thing or this person, and that starts you down the train. It's like being curious. Like I had talked about it last time we talked. Is you? Oh wow, this is really exciting or interesting or whatever. Or you have a respect for it. I want to go learn about it. Like this is a anecdote. I used to have a deathly fear of snakes. Like a real fear of snakes, right?
Right.
And my default when I'm really afraid of something is to go learn as much as I can about it.
Really?
Exposure therapy, my friends. But no, you learn more. I learned more about snakes and learned about dry bites. You know what dry bite is?
No.
So a dry bite is when a snake, usually a viper, goes for a bite on something that they can't eat. They try not to put venom into them the first time.
Really?
Yeah, because they only have so much venom at a given time. So if you get bit by a rattlesnake, then there is a chance, not necessarily a great chance, but there's a okay chance that if you got bit by the rattlesnake, there's no venom in you, right?
There's also a chance that there is.
There's a chance that there is, but that's why it's so. Like the point is, if you went to the hospital and said, "Hey, I got bit by a rattlesnake," they're saying, "Okay, we're gonna wait and look at it."
Yeah.
They're not gonna immediately give you $10,000 worth of antivenom on a bite that there's no venom in.
Yeah.
So that is a real fear, but I think that there's also a lot of things that I have interest in and respect in. Like I love mythology. I love the stories of how we got here and our beliefs and how they've changed in different cultures and all those things. I love learning about stuff like that. And so having that kind of respect for that history is enough to make me go, man, I want to go learn about all these stories and learn about all this other stuff. It's really exciting stuff. So that's what I think about the whole thing. I think of it as a deep found respect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to add. It feels
Well,
like
we talked
right now.
about fear. We doing a third episode while I'm here?
I mean,
How long have we been going?
we've only been going for not even 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the speed running champion of the Holy Wackos podcast. We are in, we are out.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta
Gotta go.
Gotta
it.
go.
I feel like we gotta add something here.
You guys
We
like
got
shawarma?
Trauma?
Shawarma?
Huh?
Never mind.
It's food.
Oh, shawarma? Oh.
We had that last week at church.
Oh, man.
Delicious. Yeah, it
I
was
have-
delicious.
I never had it.
Yeah, we had a baklava.
Ooh,
Amazing.
cool. I guess that's kind of it for this episode. Shortest episode we've
20
had.
minutes.
Anything anybody wants to add?
Yeah. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
We went from 50-minute episodes to 40 and now a 20 because of Ethan.
Are we actually rapping? Or do you guys want to have like other conversations?
I feel like
You've already introduced 2 topics. We've already gone through them. Do you want to talk about something else?
yeah, we can just talk about different conversations if anyone has any.
You want to order a pizza, Zach?
Order a pizza? No. Okay. So on my YouTube, Penguin Man Zach, I did a stream this past Saturday to which we ordered a Domino pizza made by my viewers on YouTube. And oh, it was awful. It was gluten-free crust with wait, I have the receipt.
Oh no. Well, he's gonna use it as a tax write-off.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it the text right off. All right, Mariah, this is what your employees made, okay?
They're not mine. Continue.
Oh. 10-inch gluten-free crust,
Okay.
no original sauce,
Ew.
extra honey barbecue,
Facts.
extra pizza cheese, light mushroom, light black olives, extra sausage, light pineapple, light jalapeno, light diced tomatoes, light fresh spinach, and light banana peppers. The total of this before like taxes and delivery was $28.99.
After taxes and delivery, it was 34 something.
No, after taxes and delivery, it was $40.86.
How much did you tip? Because most that's the tip.
Oh, the tip? I mean, I tipped in cash afterwards. Like maybe I gave him.
Oh
like
wait, all the
$3.
toppings. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it was a
Yeah.
$40 small pizza,
Welcome to Domino's.
and it tasted like pizza, barbecue pizza with all textures. In my opinion, that's what it tasted like. It just tastes like barbecue pizza. Like I didn't taste.
And I guarantee you, they didn't weigh out the toppings like we're supposed to.
They probably just threw them on there.
They probably looked at the pizza and then looked at like we looked at the order screen and we're just like, what is this pizza, dude?
There is no possible way he will know that we did not put pineapple on this.
And that's what I'm saying.
I wonder if they put spinach because I don't remember seeing
I
spinach.
did see spinach.
Spinach will be
okay.
at the very bottom, yeah.
Oh, okay. But you know, I think we just end the podcast episode here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome.
Well,
I broke the record.
you did.
Back-to-back episodes, I broke the record.
Any final words from anybody here?
No?
Nope. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week. So
I will not be here.
like and subscribe.
So it will probably be an hour-long episode next week.
Let's go.
You keep on saying next week, and for me, since we're pre-recording right now, I keep on being like, "You won't see me next week." What do you mean?
Yeah. It'll be not next week. It'll be the week after. We'll
Yeah,
record
you
again.
guys will still see this next week,
Yeah.
but it'll be this week then.
Huh? Okay.
The math
Lose
is
my record. Let's end the episode. We're gonna lose
Okay.
my
Okay.
record.
Stay holy.
Stay wacky.
Later.
Bye.